Okay, yesterday I read 2nd Nephi chapter 26 verse 1 as a preview for today's video, but I will read it again because it's very important. Yeah. 2nd Nephi chapter 26 verse 1. And after Christ shall have risen from the dead, he shall show himself unto you, my children, and my beloved brethren. And the words which he shall speak unto you shall be the law which ye shall do. So, what are those words that Nephi tells his posterity who would live to see Jesus Christ manifest himself, and also the reader, what shall be the law that we should do? Well, the answer is found in 3rd Nephi chapter 15. And in verses 7 through 10 we read, And because I said unto you that old things have passed away, I do not destroy that which hath been spoken concerning things which are to come. For behold, the covenant which I have made with my people is not all fulfilled, but the law which was given unto Moses hath an end in me. Behold, I am the law and the light. Look unto me, and endure to the end, and ye shall live. For unto him that endureth to the end will I give eternal life. This means that Jesus completed the law. The law began with him when he gave the law to Moses, and it ends with him as the Lamb, which represented that final infinite sacrifice. He embodies the new law that Nephi foresaw, and his Sermon on the Mount, which he also delivered at Bountiful. Jesus breaks down into greater detail how we should live that law. These are the things Nephi wanted his descendants to do, and these are the things that we today, right now, must also learn to do and to become. This is the law of the gospel. It's the law of love. This is what the prophet Jeremiah was talking about. So let's read Jeremiah chapter 31, verses 31 through 33. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. So what does this mean when he said God will put it in our inward parts? Well, when God gave the law, he wrote it on tablets of stone with his finger. When he gave us this new law, he writes it on the tables of our soft hearts. Now contrast this with Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 1, where we read, The sin of Judah is written with a pen of iron and with a point of a diamond. It is graven upon the table of their heart and upon the horns of your altars. The Sermon on the Mount is the law of love that celestial people live. They are a patient and meek and humble and long-suffering people. We don't go to heaven to learn to become heavenly people. We go to heaven because we learned here and now how to become heavenly people by the way we treat each other, especially the way we treat the least of God's children. Or in other words, as we read in 3rd Nephi, chapter 12, verse 20. Therefore, come unto me and be saved. For verily I say unto you that except ye shall keep my commandments, which I have commanded you at this time, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. This is a verse that's worth marking in your scriptures or highlighting if you use your cell phone. So notice the emphasis there, that the commandments which Jesus gave at this time. So the Sermon on the Mount isn't just a list of random suggestions on becoming a better person. It is the law which Jesus gave that teaches us to become godly sons and daughters of God. Now I'll read 2 Nephi chapter 26, going back to today's study, verse 7. Excuse me. Oh, the pain and the anguish of my soul for the loss of the slain of my people, for I, Nephi, have seen it, and it well nigh consumeth me before the presence of the Lord. But I must cry unto my God, thy ways are just. Even though Nephi knew that his descendants would ultimately perish, he still painstakingly inscribed very important prophecies of Isaiah along with his commentaries about Isaiah, so that they would have no excuse, because he revealed to them and to us very plainly what we are to do. And because Nephi knew that we Gentiles in the last days would make the same mistakes, he included one more Isaiah chapter, which I will discuss tomorrow. By the way, it is important to note something. Nephi and other Book of Mormon authors considered themselves unmixed Jews, or in other words, pure ethnic descendants of Israel. For example, we read in 3 Nephi chapter 5 verse 20 what the prophet Mormon wrote, which is, quote, I am Mormon and a pure descendant of Lehi, end quote. When pure Israelites mixed with other nations or foreigners, or in other words, goy or goyim in Hebrew, then they likewise became goyim. The Jews hated the Samaritans, who were part Jews and part Gentiles. They were considered dogs or mutts, mixed breeds. Joseph Smith was likewise a goyim, as are the vast majority of us today. This is why Joseph Smith declared in the Kirtland Temple's dedicatory prayer in D&C section 109 verse 60 that they were identified with the Gentiles, and why Moroni wrote in the title page that the Book of Mormon would come forth by way of the Gentile. That is what we are. Latter-day Saints are Gentiles, but also covenant people of the Lord, as Nephi explained and as I mentioned in previous videos.